Hello, friends. Richard Hale had everything. Money, power, a glass tower in Manhattan. He'd conquered the world, but one day he came home and found his wife dead. The culprit, a drunk driver. Richard survived, but his world crumbled without her. Then came Lily, his only child, born premature. She needed full-time care. Richard hired nannies, assistants, specialists, but nothing was enough. When Lily turned 3, she developed spinal meningitis. Doctors said she would live, but she'd never walk again. Desperate, Richard scoured the city for the best specialists. Lily received experimental treatments. She fought. But when she emerged from the hospital, she was the same but different. She used a wheelchair. The light in her eyes had turned dim. She hadn't laughed in a year. One Saturday, Richard wheeled Lily past a crowd of tourists in Washington Square Park. Suddenly, she stopped giggling. Perplexed, Richard followed her gaze. There in the square sat a barefoot boy, no older than Lily. With torn clothes and shoes patched with tape, he spun and flipped on a piece of cardboard, seemingly oblivious to onlookers. His joy was electric. For the first time in months, Lily giggled. The boy caught her eye. "Do you want to see more?" he asked. Lily nodded, unable to speak, her eyes shining with wonder. The boy, sensing her joy, bowed and began his act. Richard watched, amazed. The boy danced like lightning, flipping and twisting. When he finished, Richard rushed forward, kneeling beside him. "How old are you?" he asked. 10, the boy replied. "I'm Malik. I live under the Manhattan Bridge. If you want, I can dance for you." Richard shook his head. "No, I won't pay you to dance. I want to give you an opportunity." He looked at Lily. "Can you come with me?" Malik nodded, wiping his palms on his ripped shorts. Inside the Hale penthouse, Malik danced like lightning, faster than anyone Richard had seen. Lily clapped, her face lighting up. "Please teach me," she begged. Malik approached cautiously. "But you can't dance," she insisted. "You don't have to stand up. You can do it from your chair." Intrigued, Richard joined them. Malik showed Lily arm waves and pops she could do from her chair. She laughed, really laughed for the first time in months. Overwhelmed, Richard pulled Malik aside. "How much do you want? Name a price." "I don't want money," Malik replied. "I just want a chance." Richard smiled. "You got it. Come back tomorrow. We'll dance." And so began the most unusual partnership in New York. Every day after school, Malik raced to the Hale penthouse. He and Lily built dance routines together, her wheelchair becoming part of the choreography. Slowly, she began attending physical therapy. She became stronger, braver. Yet whispers spread through the opulent halls of the Hale empire. "A street kid in the penthouse. How insane." Stephen, Richard's business partner, scoffed. "The board will destroy you for this. A charity event is one thing, but bringing him here every day, it's madness." Richard ignored him. One evening, Lily invited her school friends over. They made fun of her wheelchair, of her clothes. When they mocked her, Malik, furious, stepped forward. Suddenly, Richard appeared. "Leave now," he commanded. "If you ever make fun of my daughter again, you're out of here." Outside, Lily apologized to Malik. "It's okay," he said, placing a hand on her shoulder. "I understand. They don't know how strong you are." Enraged, Lily screamed, "I am not weak! I will show them!" With determination, Lily began practicing. Each day she challenged herself, moving further, faster. Then she had an idea. She asked Malik to bring his cardboard box. When everyone arrived for the weekend party, Lily made an announcement. "I want to show you something." She moved to the center of the room. Then with a flourish, she spun around in her chair, faster and faster. The room fell silent. No one was laughing or gasping. It wasn't pity. It was art. Stephen, seeing his chance, questioned Malik about his past. He learned that Malik had been arrested several times for defending little girls on the streets. Furious, Stephen confronted Richard. Look what you've brought into our home. This boy has a rap sheet longer than your arm. Imagine if someone from the board finds out. It could ruin us. But Richard had a plan. He called a meeting. All the top executives at Hale Corporation gathered in the penthouse. They sipped champagne and mingled. Richard announced, I have something to share. He told them about Malik's past, not as a thug, but as a hero. This boy isn't a threat. He's a protector. He doesn't belong on the streets. He belongs with us. As applause filled the room, Richard knew he'd won them over. That night, during the Hale Foundation Gala, Richard stood before New York's elite and announced, I want to introduce you to someone. This boy saved my daughter. He's not just a performer, he's family. Turning to Malik, Richard asked, Will you let us be your family? Tears welled up in Malik's eyes. I want to stay. I want to be your son. As the crowd roared its approval, Malik and Lily danced. Lily stood, trembling but laughing, moving with Malik as the crowd erupted. Months later, Lily walked with crutches. She graduated from physical therapy. Malik had become her miracle. He taught dozens of kids at their new foundation center. And Richard, once a broken billionaire, finally found what all his money couldn't buy: a family.